For fans of the book and the Hunger Games in general, you will enjoy and have fun with this movie like my sister did. If you are not a big fan, I have no idea why you clicked on this video. The Hunger Games, a ballad of songbirds and snakes. Welcome to the 10th annual Hunger Games, a depressing, horrific, and dull feat of watching children beat each other to death. No wonder this thing is dying. But fear not, because we have a plan. Get our next generation of leaders to mentor these unlikable, unknowable children. So they put on a show. So we can get to know them better, so that we can root for them. And luckily for President Snow, though not yet president, he gets the pick of the litter. A young girl from District 12, Songbird. And with a juicy college scholarship up for grabs, Snow is willing to do anything in order to make this girl win, including fundamentally changing the Hunger Games into the feat and the big gigantic show that we know and love today. As for all the other tributes, nobody cares about them. Literally, we get no time with any of these other characters, so when Hunger Games number 10 finally does roll around, and we're sitting there for a good 30 minutes watching all this play out, we don't really care. I mean, it is kind of interesting watching these proto-games, seeing the beginnings of the giant show that Hunger Games 74 was, but that's just what it is. It's a prototype of the first movie. Remember when Rue died? When the sneaky girl got poisoned? When our main girl went to save PETA? Or in this case, the guy from her district? All of that is in this movie, without any of the character development, character build-up, and character arcs. We never really get to care about Rue, or any of the other kids for that matter. The most character we do get is with Songbird through her relationship with Snow. A relationship that isn't developed that deeply. I mean, I get it, we do some crazy things for love, but I just never felt that connection between these two. The connection that would make these crazy things that Snow does worth it. And because this entire movie really hinges on this relationship between the two, it just makes it that much more difficult to watch. Because the movie itself doesn't take the time to truly develop this relationship, to get us to believe in this relationship. Because once we actually do get to see these two together, and their relationship starts to blossom, Snow's already on his way down. His descent into darkness has started. And this is probably where the movie does best. When we see him take these opportunities to grab power, it creates some heartfelt moments and some very horrific moments as he raises the ground to get what he desires, power. But just like with the relationship, this movie doesn't go far enough. In the books, we get to see just how calculated each and every one of his decisions are, just how evil he becomes. But I never got a sense that all these decisions he was making were chess moves. It was more of a nice coincidence, and then a drop off of a cliff into madness. In the end, this is a 100% B movie. If you are a fan of the Hunger Games, if you are a fan of the books, you are going to have a lot more fun with this movie than I did. Because as someone who isn't as invested in this franchise and hasn't read the book, it felt like they laid the groundwork for the character work and the character development, but they never spent the time to actually let it sit and grow.